Hi everyone, I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you for joining me. Look at all those people there at Yellowstone. And they have no idea how close the magma is under the ground to where they're walking. A research paper that was published just recently, January 28th of this year, but this information they've known since at least 2019, that the upper magma chamber has risen, coming closer to the surface of the earth. Here it says in plain language, most likely 2 to 3 kilometers below the crust of the earth. 2 kilometers is 1.24 miles, where 3 kilometers is about 1.86 miles. Well, you think, well, that's in miles, that ain't bad. But the pockets of melt, which I've talked about, which is like a sponge, the little holes in a sponge, vision those as pockets of melted rock, magma, is only about 600 feet below where all these people are walking and driving. 600 feet is about 2.27 city blocks, or actually a Manhattan city block length. 2.2 city blocks in depth. That is it. According to this research paper, the magma, the volatile magma, appears to have shallowed from 2014 to 2016. It goes on to say that frequent eruptions at Steamboat Geyser since March of 2018 are likely a surface manifestation of this ongoing process. Hydrothermal explosion features are prominent in the Norris Geyser Basin area, and the apparent shallow nature of the volatile accumulation implies an increased risk of hydrothermal explosions. Now, those of you that have followed me over the years will remember that back in 2018, the Park Service was forced to close part of the boardwalk. New geysers formed. New eruptions occurred. Here's an image of one of the new geysers that occurred back in 2018. They had to come in and repair the boardwalk. They were taking all kinds of gas readings back in 2018, but the park was left open even though the magma was only 600 feet below where people were walking. Steamboat Geyser broke records that year for eruptions and continues to be very, very active. Here's an image of that boardwalk. Let me make it a little bit bigger. When that new geyser erupted. And there they are taking the gas readings. And some of the planks to the boardwalk had to be replaced. Here's another screen capture from a video. I believe it was from USGS and one of the researchers that I got this from. And what's the date on this? I don't know if it's correct here. December, it looks like. The camera probably didn't have the right date. Here I have September 25th is when I saved and uploaded the an image of that. Some of you visited Yellowstone during that time and sent me pictures. Here's an image of Air Spring. Another image of one of the walkways that was closed. See the cones and see the damage done to the walkway? Another image that was sent to me. I'm sure the person that sent this to me, they're probably still watching my videos. And you'll know who you are. I really appreciate it. And I kept them. I'm not quite sure where this is at. And they sent me this too. Yeah, closed due to construction. They did not say one word about the ground temperature and the heat and the danger of the magma being just 600 feet below where people were walking, which is 2.2 city blocks length below the ground. Not one word did they say. And according to this research paper, things have not changed there at Yellowstone. Yeah, they brought in a bunch of lumber to do repairs to the sidewalk. This was sent to me back then too. And another image. Yeah, it's all about greed. All about greed. Look at that. Yeah, see, it's closed off here. Yeah. Yep. Yep, due to construction. Right. Steamboat Geyser once again erupted on the 3rd. It's been 4 days, 8 hours, and 49 minutes since its last eruption. Now, these are what's called major eruptions. They don't count the minor eruptions. What kind of notes do we have here on this one? South vent fountaining with good runoff preceding the eruption, but most likely started out of no wheeler. Shocked us all. Steam phase. And it gives a time. In 2018, Steamboat Geyser entered a much more active period with 110 eruptions recorded between March 15th, 2018 and August 3rd, 2020. 32 eruptions occurred in 2018 and 48 occurred in 2019. That was the record, I believe. 48. This broke the 1964 record of 29 eruptions within a calendar year. Yeah, all kinds of things changed there at the park in 2018, and it's ongoing. Yeah, look at all the people. Nothing to see. Bring those dollars. Right? 600 feet. Yeah, let's measure out a length of the boardwalk. How fast can you run? Not fast enough, I don't think, if the magma decides to come up within a very short period of time. If I sound angry, yeah, I am angry. They keep downplaying the threat of Yellowstone. And to come out 2 years later saying, oh, guess what? Everything's okay, but the pockets of magma, are only 600 feet underneath where you're walking. So if you're driving along or walking along, things could change. You could have a dike intrusion. Yep. Everything is A-okay. Just close off the boardwalks when they're doing repairs and say, this is normal activity. It is not normal. Things have not changed there. The shallow nature of the magma-derived fluid accumulation may represent an increased risk of hydrothermal eruptions at and around the Norris Geyser Basin. Well, the first thing that's going to happen as the magma works up closer to where you're walking is, the water is going to heat. It's going to explode. It's going to evaporate. The ground is going to get hot. The bottom of your shoes will melt, which has been reported before. It's been reported where the roads going up to Mammoth Hot Springs or Mammoth Vault have melted, and they actually had to redo the roads, put in layers of gravel to dissipate the heat coming up from the ground so that the roads don't melt anymore, but I'm sure they are melting. I'm sure there's areas as you drive through the park, you'll see the potholes where the heat has broken down the asphalt and it's been kicked up by the cars. Yep, everything's fine. Yeah, do I sound mad? One of my pet peeves is liars. I hate liars. And to say that everything is okay is criminal. It's criminal. Here we have the tilt meter for the Norris Junction area. This is a borehole, a very deep well under the ground. And I told you they're watching what the magma is doing under the ground. Not that anyone can get out of there in time if it decides to erupt. But top is north, bottom is east for the last 7 days. And then we got the last 30 days. Supposed to be dots. Each dot would be an earthquake that showed uplift on this disk. And then the last 30 days, and you can see where the ground took a breath here. Yep. There we go. Here we have borehole 950. And this is another one they're monitoring there at Norris Junction. Top is north, bottom is east. Last 7 days. And then the last 30 days, you can see here where it took a breath, the ground took a breath. And so X is north, the magma is moving under the ground. in a northern direction, and Y is east. This is borehole 945 at Mammoth Vault. Top is north. See, the change is done in just a day. Y is east. Yeah, I think they're going to have to reset this because it's at 2 microradians and it's gone off the disk. And then the last 30 days. There we go. That one's better. That's set at 20 microradian, but give you an idea how far outside the disk this would be. So we got maybe 10 microradians. It goes way beyond, up to 12. There we go. And they only have this at 2 microradians. So if you look at this, and then look at this, the last 30 days of uplift. Here we have the monitor for Grant, borehole 944. Now, I've talked about Grant. Grant's on the western side of Yellowstone Lake, by Little West Thumb. And how when you see lots of little dots, that means there's lots of shaking going on. And how a few years back it looked like the magma was trying to erupt, maybe a dike intrusion at Grant. And look how this has changed since my last report. You cannot hold magma under the ground when it wants to rise. When it's hot enough to rise up, yeah, 600 feet, you can't hold it underground. It naturally wants to rise up like a beach ball full of air. Yeah, it wants to come up. So that's the last 7 days, and then we got the last 30 days. And this has been going on for a while. Those of you that follow me will recognize that. Look at that, for the last 30 days. Remember, Mount St. Helens did not erupt out the top. It found the easiest area to erupt from, and that was on the side of the volcano. This is Grant on the western side of Yellowstone Lake by Little West Thumb. Yellowstone Lake. Now, I did some reports showing you, let me get Google Earth out. You'll remember that between the two resurgent domes, we got the Mallard Lake Resurgent Dome, which is where the live web camera is, and the Sour Creek Resurgent Dome. They have uplift there along this ridge, I guess you can call it, because of the uplift of 3 feet 4 inches. And then at the fishing bridge at the northern end of Yellowstone Lake, there has been occasions of uplift of 26 feet, and evidently currently there's uplift of 9.8 inches. Let me show you where Grant is at while I'm talking about it. Right down here where I got the little yellow dot, that's where the new monitor is that they put in, but Grant is over here. See, Little West Thumb. So they know that because of the uplift, the lake is tipping. One side is flooding out and the other side is drying up. And there's images of trees that have died because of the flooding, because of the uplift that's occurred there at Yellowstone Lake. That's pretty darn close to the middle of the current caldera. The monitor for Yellowstone Lake, which is near the fishing bridge, borehole 208. Top is north, bottom is east. Last 7 days, and all the earthquakes that have occurred within the last week. Just one line of blob because there's so many earthquakes. And then the last 30 days, you can see there's that breath that took around the 22nd of July. And this is for the last 30 days. They have this set at 10 microradians. Madison River, which is up by the Norris Junction area. Let me show you. This here is the Norris Geyser Basin. Up over here is the Madison River area. This river actually reversed its course because of the uplift that's been going on, through thousands of years. But the river actually reversed course. Top is north, borehole 207. Bottom is east, last 7 days. Yep, definitely got uplift going on. And then the last 30 days. Yep, and this is set at 10 microradians. And I truly believe that Old Faithful right here, you can see these little ledges. There's definitely uplift going on there at Old Faithful. They did not know when they put in this hotel and walkways and cabins that it had been built smack dab on top of the hydrothermal system that feeds into Old Faithful. Yep, 600 feet underneath where you're walking. 2.27 city blocks in length. Now that would be for Manhattan, New York. 2.2 city blocks. What's the average city block here in the United States? You know, with that hot magma, those pockets of hot magma, you also have the gases, highly toxic gases that come up with that too. Here we have the monitor for Little West Thumb. I'm going to pull this over. I'm going to show you that in a minute. First, I loaded the monitor for Norris Junction, which is Borehole 950. And here we have the monitor for Mammoth. I probably should have shown you this one first, but this is Little West Thumb. Each line in red is an earthquake that was recorded by the computer. And it's supposed to be a signal to the geologist to come in and look at what's going on. Little West Thumb, Grant, where I believe the magma has found, it's like, are your eyes popping out of your head? Where the magma has found an area that is much weaker and is coming closer to the surface. Trying to get this to work over here. Where is it over here? Oh, it ain't gonna work. Alright, we'll come down. Yep, Little West Thumb, Grant. Okay, yep, everything is A-okay. Alright, why is it not working there? I don't know. And this is what it was showing when I pulled the files this morning. Alright, why is it not working? Alright, we'll go back over here. Oh, I didn't have it on the right line. Okay, yeah, look at the melt. How deep. Now you know darn well this is magma. It's magma until it's lava, and it's not lava until it comes out of the ground. Yeah. Oops, let me go back down. Yeah, let that soak into your little tootsies as you're spending those dollars visiting Yellowstone National Park. And yet, this is one of the reasons they tell you, stay on the boardwalk. Don't step off the boardwalk. You might step into a pocket that is unstable. Can you imagine driving along the road and all of a sudden your car just kind of taking a nosedive? Yep, greed. That's all it is, greed. Because of the pandemic, many of you are probably already prepared with face masks for ash. Many of you probably have a stockpile of toilet paper. You probably should also have, food sources and an evacuation plan. You should have that for any type of disaster. But do you realize that if Yellowstone goes off, and 2020 has definitely been an interesting year. Many people say that next year is going to be worse. But do you realize that the ash, as it moves across the country, would shut down your power? It would short out the power lines, make the water undrinkable, would cool off the earth for a long time. The crops would not grow. Of course, food prices are going sky high anyways because of the coronavirus shutting down many of the food manufacturing plants. Hopefully they'll get back up and running so people can be prepared. But anyways, today is my daughter's birthday. She officially wasn't born until 5 o'clock tonight. And we're going to go over to her house and have some cake and ice cream, etc. Yeah, thank you for all of you that wish her happy birthday. She's 32 years old today. She was my second. I didn't have my first child until I was 33. I waited and did all kinds of stuff in my younger years. Told my kids, don't get married early. Enjoy your life. Do all kinds of things. But, yeah, they had their children early. I got 6 grandchildren now. But, yeah, she's 32 years old today, officially, around 5 p.m. tonight. Anyways, live for today. Don't live in the past. Remember the past, because history has a way of repeating itself. Give your loved ones a hug. Tell them that you love them. And laugh, dance, and be prepared. And that's all I have for you. Please put your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye.